In this recording, we will review the Shewhart model for continuous improvement called the Plan, Do, Check, Act model. In 1920, Walter A. Shewhart first pioneered the process of testing and evaluating business decisions to improve performance. Dr. W. Edwards Deming built off this idea and stressed total quality management to Japanese businesses in the aftermath of World War II. Most of Japan's extraordinary economic recovery can be credited to W. Edwards Deming. Deming pushed for companies to concentrate on constant improvements, product design, and improved efficiency. Deming's improvement model was vital to the success of Japanese automobile, electronic, and many other industries. The model became known as the Plan, Do, Check, Act, also referred to as the Shewhart cycle, the Deming wheel, or the Plan, Do, Study, Act. Essentially, this notion suggests continuous change needs to happen to build a successful model for improvement. Companies benefit from Plan, Do, Check, Act models because it constantly improves process and evaluates company decisions. Dr. W. Edwards Deming and William Shewhart devoted their work to research, and even though Deming gives the credit to Shewhart, both are considered the fathers of Plan, Do, Check, Act. The research included in this improvement model consists of design of products, making of products, marketing of those products, testing their outcomes, and improving products and processes. What is the purpose of the Plan, Do, Check, Act? Well, it's a way to implement ideas in a controlled way. It's a process to follow when you need to make a change or solve a problem. This process ensures that you plan, test, and incorporate feedback before you commit to implementation. This provides a simple but effective approach for problem solving and managing change, ensuring that these ideas are appropriately tested before committing to full implementation. When would you employ Plan, Do, Check, Act? Within the context of continuous improvement, it provides a simple model that can be used independently of the more rigorous DMAIC model. It predates Six Sigma and was used to great effect by Deming and others. It can also be used within DMAIC in the Improve section. Before entering into the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle of making an incremental change, you need to determine your charter. Here is a charter template that would be used to help determine your charter and what it is you are trying to accomplish. This charter helps to identify key areas of focus, such as what is your purpose or objective? What process are you improving, and how will you know it has been improved? What are the issues, and what would you expect to be your end results? And lastly, who will participate? Once the charter has been determined, you then assemble information on the as-is process. Determine what causes may be contributing to the defect that you are trying to eliminate or improve. To help answer this question, you could use a cause and effect diagram. You could also prioritize the various causes of the defect using a Pareto chart. Based on what you think is the most likely or critical cause, you would then enter the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle, planning one change aimed at addressing that cause. Here are the steps in the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle. First, plan. Make an objective of what you are trying to improve. Make a prediction on what the effect of plan change will be. How will you know it has been an improvement? Make a step-by-step plan. The second step, do. Were changes implemented as planned? If no, describe any differences. The next step is check. Measure how effective the solution from step 2 has been. Did the change have the predicted effect? Analyze whether it could be improved in any other way. The last step, act. Integrate the change into the process, if it had the desired effect or better. Make further improvement of the process or improve another process. If the prediction was not realized, you have still learned something about that process. After the act stage, where you either integrate the change into your process or decide not to, based on your new improved knowledge or improved state of the process, you decide on the next incremental change and re-enter the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle again. An important feature to note on the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle is the arrow on the top. showing that the cycle does not end with implementation, but starts again with a new set of improvements. Here is an example of how the Pearl River, New York School District, a 2001 recipient of the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award, uses the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle as a model for defining most of their work processes, from the boardroom to the classroom. They have effectively used the Plan, Do, Check, Act application for strategic planning, curriculum design and delivery, goal setting and evaluation, as well as classroom instructions. In the next few slides, I will review what is accomplished in each one of these steps. Pearl River begins with a plan step called Analyze. In these steps, students' needs are analyzed by examining a range of data available in Pearl River's electronic data warehouse, from grades to performance or standardized tests. Data can be analyzed for individual students or stratified by grade, gender, or any other subgroup. Notice the school district has two do steps. First one being Align. Align asks what national and state standards require and how they will be assessed. Teaching staff also plans curriculum by looking at what is taught at earlier and later grade levels and in other disciplines to assure a clear continuity of instruction throughout the student's schooling. Teachers develop individual goals to improve their instruction where the Analyze step showed any gaps. The second do step is referred to as Act. This is where instruction is actually provided, following the curriculum and teaching goals. Within step parameters, teachers vary the delivery of instruction based on each student's learning rates and styles, and varying teaching methods. The check step is called Assess in this example. Formal and informal assessments take place continually, from daily teacher dipstick assessments to every 6 weeks progress reports to annualized standardized tests. A dipstick assessment is basically when a teacher picks an area of focus to test a student on. It's usually something fairly simple and straightforward. Teachers also can assess comparative data on the electronic database to identify any trends. Throughout the school year, if assessments show students are not learning as expected, mid-course corrections are made, such as reinstitution, changing teaching methods, and more direct teaching mentoring. Assessment data becomes the input for the next step in the cycle. In this example, the Act step is called Standardized. When goals are met, the curriculum design and teaching methods are considered standardized. Teachers share best practices in formal and informal settings. Results from this cycle become input for the Analyze or Plan phase of the next cycle. What to expect of the results of a Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle. In most cases, a Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle is not complete after the initial analysis. If the change did not work, go through the cycle again with a different plan. If successful, incorporate what you have learned into wider changes. Just as a circle has no end, the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle should be repeated again and again for continuous improvement. In conclusion, the Plan, Do, Check, Act method is firmly rooted in the scientific method. The main principle of both methods is iteration. Once the result of a process is confirmed or negated, the cycle is repeated and the new knowledge can be acted upon. It is the process of taking action, measuring the results, and utilizing the results to develop the next course of action. It makes the Plan, Do, Check, Act method and others like it such a powerful and beneficial tool in quality